I think that the position of the European Commission representative is, that this was merely a case of regulation of the financial sector, and that once you regulate, things are going to be, better. Our position here was, that in fact, this was, a crisis of neoliberal philosophy. This was a crisis of the neoliberal approach that, in fact, the EU, and not only the EU, but the United States, government, in fact, participated in the loosening of regulation, in the belief, that this would bring about, a better economic outcome, and that's precisely the problem. And the European Commission representative was basically taking away any responsibility that the EU had for this. The second thing that we were saying is that this is a problem of globalization. And he was basically saying is that globalization has not failed. Despite all this crisis, it's still for the best. And finally, we were saying that this is a crisis of overproduction, and that this comes down to the roots of the economic system, the dynamics of the economic system itself. And he basically said that this has nothing to do with overproduction. So I think that we were trying to make a very comprehensive analysis, and what we were getting, was precisely an effort to fragment, present a fragmented analysis. And I think the audience pretty much saw that, and basically they finally were reduced to the fact that it's our member governments that are the problem, but the EU Commission is trying its best, to resolve the problems. And once an EU representative begins to say that, they are really in a jam. When you say it's our member governments and not us, I think that was basically what he ended up saying. And I just don't think that is the kind of approach that's very helpful at this point in time. Well, I think what we're talking about is radical reduction in consumption, because we're now talking about 20% of the world consuming 80% of global resources and being responsible for 80% of pollution. And what we're really talking about, and of course global warming, and what we're really talking about is, how do we organize national programs that will in fact reduce, consumption. This can affect energy systems. This could affect transportation systems. This could mean, better, more energy efficient cars. And it will also mean, that there will have to be more redistribution of wealth that goes around. Because precisely what you've created in these countries is an over-consuming middle class. And what we really need is bring down, consumption to levels that, will in fact respect the standards or the living capacity of the planet. So it affects everything: manufacturing systems, transportation systems, equity considerations. Those are all have to become part of any reduction in consumption mix.